At 52, he sat in his car in the school parking lot long after dismissal, gripping his phone like it might give him a different answer. He had just opened his retirement account, expecting to see progress after decades in K-12 education, but instead, he saw almost nothing. His chest tightened, not because of the number, but because of what it meant. Years had passed, responsibilities had grown, life had happened, and now he was staring at a future he wasn't ready for. And sitting there in silence, one thought hit him hard. I thought I had more time. At 47, she sat at her kitchen table with a notebook, a calculator, and a quiet sense of panic that she couldn't ignore anymore. She had always believed things would eventually come together, maybe through Social Security, maybe through time, but now time felt different. The margin was gone, the options felt limited, and for the first time she wasn't just concerned, she was forced to confront reality. Hello, I'm the digital avatar of Dr. Joseph Williams III, a full-time middle school principal who works near Seattle, Washington. Dr. Williams created me to share practical AI strategies and real-world investing insights for K-12 educators who are over the age of 40 and who are playing catch-up with their savings and investments. He understands the pressure, the responsibility, and what it feels like to look up one day and realize time has moved faster than expected. And today we're going to talk directly to you if you're over 45 and you feel like you're starting from behind, but you're still determined to move forward. Both of them were carrying something heavy, and it wasn't just financial. It was regret. The quiet kind, the kind that shows up when you think about all the should-haves and could-haves. But here's what changed everything for them. They realized that guilt doesn't move you forward. It keeps you stuck. And the moment they let that go was the moment they finally took control. They didn't have 30 years to fix this, but they weren't out of time either. What they had was a focused window, 5 to 10 years, to completely change their trajectory. That realization shifted their mindset from fear to urgency. It stopped being about what they lost and started becoming about what they could still build. He went home and did something he had avoided for years. He opened every account, every bill, every statement. It wasn't comfortable, but it was necessary. She did the same thing the next morning, writing down every dollar coming in and going out. For the first time in years, they had clarity, and that clarity gave them something powerful: control. Once they saw the truth, the patterns became obvious. He cut out unnecessary spending that had quietly built up over the years. She realized her biggest issue wasn't small purchases, it was her overall cost of living. Within a few months, he reduced recurring expenses, and she made the decision to downsize. These weren't easy decisions, but they created immediate financial breathing room. They both made a commitment most people avoid. They stopped trying to balance everything and started prioritizing their future. He pushed his savings rate higher than ever before, even if it meant short-term sacrifice. She adjusted her lifestyle to consistently save month after month. It wasn't about perfection. It was about momentum. Then came one of the most important changes. They automated everything. Savings happened on the first of the month before they could spend it. No decisions, no hesitation, just consistency. And over time, that consistency started turning into progress. They learned how to use the system instead of ignoring it. Catch-up contributions allowed them to invest more than they thought possible. Retirement accounts became tools, not afterthoughts. And for the first time, they felt like they were playing offense instead of defense. They both had to accept something difficult but freeing. Retirement at 65 wasn't their path, but instead of seeing that as failure, they reframed it as strategy. Working longer gave their money more time to grow and reduce pressure, and that shift removed a huge emotional burden. This is where everything changed. He realized he couldn't just save his way out, he needed more income. She came to the same conclusion after looking at her numbers again. So they both started asking a better question: how can I earn more without burning out? That question opened doors they hadn't considered before. Let's take a moment to be real about where we are right now as a profession. AI is transforming K-12 education, not next year, not in 10 years, but right now. It is changing how we design lessons, how students learn, and how value is created. But here is the part most K-12 educators are completely missing. This shift is not just about disruption, it's about your biggest financial opportunity for your K-12 career right now. Because most K-12 educators are consuming content, but very few are creating content. And that's where the big financial opportunity is today. And here's something you need to understand. AI is the worst it will ever be, right now. Every single day it's getting smarter, faster, and more powerful, which means the K-12 educators who choose to adopt it early will be the ones who benefit the most. He started small, sharing ideas, creating content, learning how to use AI tools. She chose a path that didn't require her to be overly technical, but still allowed her to generate income. Neither of them had it all figured out in the beginning, but they started anyway, and over time, that effort turned into real, consistent income. They both became intentional with their time, less scrolling, less wasting energy, more focus on actions that actually moved them forward. They didn't eliminate everything, but they eliminated enough to make progress, and that focus created results. They also realized something important. This plan required energy, so they took care of their health, walking more, eating better, getting rest. Because the stronger they felt physically, the more consistent they became financially. There were still difficult days. Doubt didn't disappear overnight, but they stayed consistent. They followed one principle: stick and stay. And over time, their consistency began to compound in ways they never expected. 1 year later, his life looked completely different. He had built a six-figure investment account, reduced his debt, and created a second income stream using AI and content. He wasn't chasing money anymore. He was managing it. And for the first time in decades, he felt in control. 1 year later, her transformation was just as powerful. She had reduced her cost of living, built steady income, and increased her monthly savings and investment rate to 30% of her income. More importantly, she had peace. She no longer woke up stressed about money. She woke up with a plan that she was committed to and that she knew that she would execute. Let me leave you with this. You are not finished. You are not too late. You are just being called to move with urgency. 5 to 10 years of focused effort can completely change your life, but only if you start now. And if you'd like to create your own AI avatar to share your ideas, amplify your voice, and build your brand online, then please visit my Stand store today. There will come a time in the not-too-distant future when every K-12 educator will have their own digital avatar. So imagine where you could be 12 months from now if you started today with your own AI avatar, your content growing, your income growing, and your confidence growing. Because AI is here to stay and technology and innovation are undefeated. It's time to amplify your voice, scale your presence, and build your brand with your own AI avatar. I'll see you in the next video.